Right here, that's the American side, and that's the casino way over there. As a swing to the right, there's a trail that goes down to the Horseshoe Falls, as they call it. And way over there, that's the Canadian side. The Canadian side of the border over here in Niagara Falls. And between us is the Niagara River, so it separates us. And this is a very popular spot. And so this is a very good area for doing network marketing. All the customers, all the businesses, and all the people you can network with. So that's what we're going to talk to you today about, network marketing. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Life Optimum Job. Still out here in Niagara Falls, enjoying the area. And also, what I want to talk to you today about what we elite income builders are doing. And what we're talking about, okay, so I showed you that scene of Niagara Falls just to give you an idea of the number of people in an area. And also that they're carrying these. So we want to talk to you today about, okay, yes, you got your cell phone with you and it's tracking you wherever you go and things like that. So, but I want you to know that companies, they're paying for that information. They're paying a large amount of money for it. But here it is, so they're collecting the information, but you're not being paid for it. Now, you agree to share your information because if you install the operating system on your phone or games or anything like that, if you read the fine print on page number 30 or maybe 20, it would say that you agreed to have your information shared. So it's okay, it's fine, it's ethical, stuff like that, so there's no big problem. But wouldn't it be nice if you got paid for that information? Now, they're not interested in your name, your height, your weight, sex, and things like that. They're only interested in the location of the device. Because what a lot of those marketing companies will like, okay, all right, they're going to start a campaign, they're going to sell a certain item, but they're not sure if it's going to be a big hit or not. So wouldn't it be nice if they had some kind of information? So, oh yes, being that we have a sale only in this location, we notice that certain phones, they're starting to show up in that area. So that's the information that they're paying for, the location. So it's okay. So watch the following video because they're going to go into detail as to how you can get paid for the information, and it's not going to cost you anything. So thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned, and if you're interested, sign up. We'll get you on board and get you up and running very quickly. And stay tuned to our series, is because we elite income builders, we help individuals all over the world with their financial situation. Okay, until my next video, have a blessed day.
So Walter Harrison, I'm the founder of Tapestri. My background is about a decade experience specifically in the mobility space. So primarily monetizing apps on phones. So we understand that the apps on your phone and the apps on mine are collecting data and primarily monetizing it without your consent. And if they are consenting, it's really deep down in the privacy policy or the terms of agreements, and you're really not taking it seriously. You're not even really looking at it. And the problem we're looking to solve is right in front of you, that the consumer's data is being bought and sold constantly, and we're not getting a penny. There's the Social Dilemma documentary that's on Netflix right now, which kind of explains that if you're using a free product, it could be a social app, a dating app, a weather app, and it's not costing you anything, then you are likely the product itself. I really recommend that documentary. It's the reason why these products are free. The right-hand side, you'll see here that many social companies are trying to get more information out of us by launching VPN apps and proxy apps, things that will basically collect more information even when you're outside of their app. And over the years, you've seen even politicians like Andrew Yang, and there's been many, many others who are pushing big tech to actually pay out some type of dividend. Alaska is a good use case. There's a natural resource there of oil. And in Alaska, everyone kind of participates and benefits from that natural resource. California is the home, and now Austin, Texas, and Miami, and so many other large cities like Chicago are the home of so many large technology companies. Shouldn't we all kind of be benefiting from that? And that's the question. Shouldn't we all be benefiting from the product that actually makes these companies so valuable? Because if we were to leave these products, essentially these companies have no value. These products are based upon us using them and them collecting data, and many of them utilizing algorithms to show us a whole host of ads. So we believe the solution is to go directly to the consumer, right? The goal is we find this data valuable being very transparent, and we want to collect it from you anonymously, and then we'll pay you for it in exchange. And that's what Tapestri looks to do. So Tapestri is an app that runs in the background and pays the average consumer for the data they're already giving away. We're not looking to collecting anything new outside of the ordinary, not personal information. It's primarily passive location signals. We're very interested in understanding where consumers go. And we'll walk through that in greater detail. So how does it work? When you download Tapestri, Tapestri creates an algorithmic earning goal for you. This is looking at the hardware and software of your phone. What do I mean by that? Are you on an iPhone 11? Are you on a Google Pixel or a Samsung phone with a bigger battery? Are you on a smaller battery? How many location events can we collect from you? Most of the time, are you running on cellular? Are you running on Wi-Fi? Or are you plugged in? All these things really matter to us, and that's what creates that earnings goal. On the right-hand side, you can see an example of Ronald Richards. We've collected 248 events with him. We're very transparent of what we collect. We also tell him the places that he's visited and his earnings over the last few months. And the key thing for Ronald to understand is that this wiggly line here, events go up and his earnings go up. They are essentially correlated, right? The goal is to give this app away for free to the average consumer. It doesn't cost them anything. They can refer people to the app and actually earn money from referring it. We're calling it tap a friend and earn a buck, as long as that user is active for 30 days. But we also have a more robust program for our entrepreneurial folks like yourselves, which we call Tapestri Affiliates. We are relying on you to be our user acquisition. So instead of us going to big ad networks and spending millions of dollars to get users to download a product, we'll pay you. When you tap on your friend, when you market on social media or on YouTube or your close confidants, and they download and stay active, we will pay you every single month passively as long as these users stay active, which we're super excited about. So I will take this time just to walk you through kind of a bit background on my previous company and what we plan on doing here at Tapestri as well. So here you see a back office of Complementix collecting data. So hopefully you guys can all see my screen. You see here I'm highlighting the United States, and that I see roughly 410 million devices. This is right now, right? This is not what we've done in the past. This is like today. We see all these hundreds of millions of phones coming on. Obviously, people get new phones constantly, and that's increased as many cell companies allow you to just pay a monthly fee and just get a new iPhone or get a new Google or Samsung phone. And also you can see worldwide that we have so many different devices. Some of the questions come up is, do we want to launch internationally? Absolutely. I mean, we see value in Brazil, Indonesia, and Germany, and Bangladesh, and Iraq. Of course, we want to launch internationally as well. So what do we do with this data? That becomes the question. Number one, have you done this before? Yes, we have done this. We've been doing this for years. Here's the amount of data that we currently see in the United States. What do you do with it? So I'll give you a few examples. Let's first start with a pretty fun example. So this is Carl Quintilla. You may know him. He's on CNBC with Squawk on the Street. This is an example of how we at Complementix use mobile location data to look at Disneyland, right? So Disneyland was launching this new Star Wars Galaxy Edge attraction. And the question becomes, was it good? Was it successful? Did people actually go to this new attraction? And you ask the question again, who would know? Well, Disney would know, but they're a publicly traded company. They're really not going to give out this information to other people. Well, we would know at Complementix. And in this exchange, we sold data to Barclays. And then Barclays did the actual research to show that, yeah, people did this specific example didn't go pretty well. It was actually poorly launched. And you could see us as the source of data here. So that's an example of just theme parks. And in this example, you'll see as well, this has nothing to do about personally identifiable information. It doesn't care about Walter or Tom or Georgia or Stephanie or Chuck. It's completely anonymous. Another example, let's kind of go into visualization, is Nashville. So here you will actually see, and I am taking the time to be specific here intentionally, and this is recorded so you guys all can share this later. Every single line you see here is a unique phone. And this box that they're actually representing is a parking lot, right? So the question becomes, this is our client who's in downtown Nashville. If they parked at our parking lot, where did they come from? What the client wanted to do was create dynamic pricing. So if you're from Tennessee, you get a lower price, but if you're outside from Tennessee, you get a higher price. Makes sense. So the question becomes again, how would they know where the person came from? Mobile location data, right? So what we did is we drew little geographic polygons around all these parking lots. And then we said, dear database, where was this phone hours ago? Where was this phone 24 hours, 48 hours ago? And as you begin to zoom out, you can see the power of this data. So they were all in this parking lot. But as I zoom out in the United States, you can clearly see, and this takes a little bit of time to load, they came from everywhere. They came from the Northeast, the South, let's move this. They came from the West, out in Alaska. And then we had even this one single person who came all the way, where'd you come from? I think it's like Israel and Tel Aviv. So who would have access to this data? Well, the big social companies, the search companies, but we see the value completely anonymously of understanding human movement ultimately across the world. And when we collect this data, we're going to pay you for it. And when we monetize it, we do it anonymously. And another pressing example for last year with COVID-19 is people working from home, right? So one of our clients, Barclays as well, was looking at our location data and showing that, you know, generally people who made over $100,000 a year, 60% of those people were able to work from home. Those who made under $40,000 a year, I'll get 40% of those people were able to work from home. All done anonymously, able to monetize. And we believe that many customers and clients want access to this data, but they should get it ethically. In a culture right now, we're so concerned about like ethically sourced meat. We think brands should use ethically sourced data where the consumer has consented, they understand their data is valuable, they're getting paid for it, and they can also participate in the value exchange. So just wanted to lay the foundation there of kind of where the data goes, how do we use it, have we done this before? We've been doing it for quite a while, and now we look to break out of the mold and do it directly with you, the consumer.
That was excellent, Walter. Thank you so much. Would you mind just going back to the one screen that showed all the lines?
Sure.
Like, I just think it's really interesting how we call the app Tapestri, and I think that gives a really good visual of the reason why we call it Tapestri. What you
Yes.
when you say anonymous location device IDs, that's what you're looking at right there, correct?
Exactly right. Completely anonymous. We don't know who these people are. It's a completely anonymous aspect for us. It's just a phone that went to this location, but they went to a location that was interesting to us or one of our clients. So that's the key. I think there's one other one I didn't show you. This is another one. You know, this is Liz Sanders. If you know her, you guys are finance folks. She's the chief investment officer at Charles Schwab, and she's quoting our data as well. So we're in the finance space specifically. I feel like people know about this and we're kind of known, but for the average consumer, they have no idea. And that's the mold that we're trying to break. We think the average consumer should know about this and get paid for it.